Wisconsin, we are the Coulee Region Chill.
I'm here with Michelle. She's the owner of the Coulee Region Chill, the Lacrosse Freeze, and the Dallas Junior Stars.
Yep.
Pulled that one off. So how did you become a team owner so quickly?
Basically, back in 2010, the Chill came to the Coulee Region area, and I was the president of the local youth hockey association at the time, and I became the housing director and wanted to get involved with the team because I thought it was a great thing for the community, and was engaged at the housing director level and game day operations. And after 2 years, the previous ownership group had mentioned they were interested in moving on and doing something differently. My husband and I had owned businesses in the past, and we were kind of ready to get back into owning our own business. And we have 4 boys who love hockey, and we really wanted to see the team stay in the area. We think it's just great for the community, and we also wanted to, be involved in helping kids get to that next level of hockey.
Okay, Michelle, as of right now, you're the only female owner in the men's club that is the NAHL. How's that been for you so far?
It's been good. Certainly took some time for me to get acclimated to the group as far as just how things work and operate. Everyone was very welcoming, and I quickly, got to know a lot of the owners, and they've been very supportive the first few years. We're going into our 5th year now, and I work very closely with a lot of the owners to improve the league and the board of governors, and it's been a really good experience. I am with a fantastic group of people that want to support junior hockey and kids getting to that next level, and it's been a fun ride so far.
Michelle, one of the most important parts about junior hockey is community involvement.
Yeah.
In this particular market, you have 50 players in one area.
Yeah.
How is that working out within the community?
It's great. We are able to get out and help so many organizations between the 2 teams. If one team's out of town and one team is in town, it just allows us to get into the community even deeper. Both teams in the last week alone have helped stepping out in pink breast cancer awareness, Alzheimer's. They've gone to the local Youth Hockey Association and helped with their Learn to Skate program. That's all in this last week. And we have lots of other events that we support. We do a ton with the Salvation Army and ringing bells, and the players love it. They actually meet their fans, and when they're playing their game, it's a little hard for them to engage with the fans. But when they're out, supporting the community, they see how much support they have, and we want to give back. That's part of what we do here. It's important that we have a close-knit community that supports our team, as well as our team able to give back to the community. So it's, I would say between both teams, they do a couple hundred hours of community service. Wow. And they love it. The kids love it. And, it's just part of what we do, and organizations in the area have grown to really, support the guys. We also do a ton of donations to local charities, season tickets, merchandise, and, we want to get folks out to our game, but also support great causes in the community.
All right, I put your coach on the spot, now I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Your biggest rival is what team?
I have to say, I think we have 2. I would say Janesville and Austin are pretty good rivals. In division would be Janesville. Out of division would probably be Austin. We have great games with those 2 teams, and we play them a lot, especially Janesville, and it's always a battle, and it's anyone's game any night. So, and the fans just kind of get used to that. They bring a lot of fans here. We bring a lot of fans there, but we enjoy playing them, and definitely an in-division rival for us, Janesville.
So the Janesville's owner is Bill McCoshen.
Yeah.
He's the president of the NAHL Board of Governors.
Yeah.
Does he throw his weight around once in a while?
Oh, he's pretty good at what he does.
You mean he's
the resident politician.
The politician. There you go. There you go, Bill.
But we love you, Bill.
She has your number. Anything you've seen over the years as far as the rivalry is concerned that tricks the teams are pulling at each other?
I don't think so. I mean, when you start to play teams 12 times in a season or 10 times in a season, towards the end, you really start to learn each other's number a little bit. So I think that's what makes the competition really good, because they start to learn a little bit how we play, we learn how they play, and coaches know how they coach. So I think it makes it kind of fun for the players to compete and win those games.
This is Stephen Heisler with juniorhockey.com and juniorhockey.ca. We're here today with the Coulee Region Chill, and this is the head coach. How are you doing, Coach?
Good. How are you, Stephen?
So how did you end up in Coulee Region?
Boy, that's a long story. I'm not sure you got a long enough time for that. It's been an interesting route for me, getting here to Coulee. It really started, I'd been at St. Mary's University for 5 years, and at that point in time, I was an assistant coach, and I wanted to get back to being a head coach. And my paths through youth hockey had crossed through ownership here in Coulee. And we had talked and discussed a little bit about some plans I had in the future. And those plans came to fruition, and we met a couple more times. And here I am. Here I am in year 3 in Coulee.
You were able to do fantastic things with Michelle's NA3HL team in the last couple of years. How did that come about, and how do you feel about that success?
Well, I think it came about with the young men we were able to recruit to come into our program at a very early stage within the development of that program in our first year. We got some really high-quality players that were high-character young men that schools were interested in right out of the gate. So I think that was, first and foremost, was having the right individuals here. And then it was just my background in college hockey helped, obviously, in the connections and being able to get those schools to come and watch those kids play. Couldn't be happier for the kids that got opportunities out of our program.
So the transition from NA3HL to the NAHL, how do you feel about that so far?
I feel good about it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited and grateful for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to see how things pan out kind of moving forward, and I'm looking forward to being a part of the outcomes that we're hoping to produce for these kids when it comes to commitments and helping them achieve their goals in the game of hockey.
How has the fraternity of coaches in the NAHL treated you so far?
Great. It's definitely fraternity. There's no question about it. It's been really good. A lot of communication between coaches. A lot of coaches that are really trying to do right by players and make sure that players have a good home and they're in a good place that they're going to develop and help to achieve, like we've been talking about, those outcomes that they're looking for.
With the showcase coming up next week in Blaine, that's the biggest gathering of NAHL coaches in one season. How do you feel about your chances, and what do you expect from the team?
I feel good going into the showcase this week. I think the guys are prepared. I think they're ready. I think they've been anticipating it since the end of last season. And even for some of the younger players coming in, I think they see it as a huge opportunity. It's a lot of pressure for these young men, so we're trying to balance that and make sure that they're prepared to play well. And hopefully they all show well and give themselves some opportunities and to help with those outcomes kind of moving forward.
Okay, Coach. Every coach has his favorite players on each team. Who are yours on this team?
I've got quite a few favorite players at this point. I wouldn't particularly say I have one or two. I've got quite a few. We're pretty fortunate in the situation I'm in. I've got a lot of returning players that I was able to watch over the last couple of years or even just last year that I really like, and I feel very fortunate to have the opportunity to coach them this year.
Excellent. How about a player that maybe shouldn't be here?
Well, there's a player that we didn't expect to get, and it's funny because I actually tendered him with the lacrosse freeze at the beginning of last year. His name is Matt Hines, defenseman that we ended up getting from Wichita Falls just a few weeks ago. So he's been a surprise. We felt like we had some holes to fill on the back end, and he's filled a hole for us for sure. So we're excited about him. We just got a player back from the USHL, Larry Youngworth, that we weren't sure he was going to come back. He's a good player, had every opportunity we thought to stay in the USHL. We're excited to have him back, so that's been a little bit of a surprise for us too.
Any player that you're surprised made your roster? Maybe he came from a AA program or the NA3HL?
You know, not a lot of surprises. There was a couple players that obviously have been involved in their development with the lacrosse freeze in my previous 2 years in the NA3. We've got a few of those players here in our roster that we're excited to see how they can contribute on our roster moving forward.
Excellent. Coach, the biggest purpose of the North American Hockey League is getting kids on to college. So which of your players are your top Division I prospects?
I think we've got a few what I consider high-end prospects. I think time will tell as if they truly are. I think the showcase is going to be a good experience for me and for them to kind of figure out who our top prospects are. We've got a good core of returning players that we expect are going to get a lot of interest this week at the showcase. And I'm really kind of looking forward to if what I think matches up with what the colleges think for who our high-end players are.
Good. The most important year for a lot of these kids are the 96s. So of that group of 96s you have, I'm sure you have some that are going to go Division I, but the guys going Division III, that's probably their target. How far along are they in that process?
Some of them are further along than others, absolutely. And we're going to work to get them as far along as possible so that they have some opportunities and they have some options. You know, that's what I talk to the players about a lot, is making sure we create options for them to make sure they have some choices and they have some things that they can compare one versus another. So as a staff, that's our goal. Create those options, whether it's Division I or Division III, wherever that interest is coming from, and making sure those kids are making educated decisions for their future.